Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're gonna do another Freedom Fighters. This is probably one of my most fun comics that I always like to go back to. So this is issue number 12 from DC Comics. I'm noticing that I'm running out of issues because these are for me a little bit hard to find. I believe I got till 15 or 16, so we're gonna see where this is going and how it ends. But for now, we're still gonna do that. So let's dive in. In the last issue, we saw that Dollman, and his name is Daryl Dollman Dane, is on death row because of he's been accused of murder. Murder a guy, and now he's gonna be executed, right? So, and then we see here part of the freedom fights because the Ray is here with someone else, and we can come back to that a little bit here. I said last in previous issue that I think Dollman's face looks really like Superman. He has that same, type of face, maybe a little bit small dimple, has that spit curl of her hair. I mean, I don't know. It's just looks really like him. I like that. So, Human Bomb says, "That's just about blows it for me, Sam. We're sitting on our butts down here for 3 months, keeping a low profile like you said we would. And look at what it's done for Daryl. Don't worry, you said. America just won't let an innocent man die, you said. Bull turkey? What is that? I love that 70s slang, man. He says, Daryl's gonna fry in 8 hours unless we do something. Are you two gonna continue sit still and force me to save him myself? So, and Phantom Girl chimes in, right? And he says, have you ever considered that Daryl might be guilty? That didn't sit well with the Human Bomb, and he's throwing him off his chair. Why, you lousy turncoat. And so Phantom Lady, comes between them. Back off, Sandy. Nobody badmouths my pal Daryl. Least of all, somebody who's supposed to be his friend. So, so they're having some kind of a heated debate here, right? And he says, your precious Yankee justice is infallible, Or did you forget that we have been hounded as criminals from the moment we set foot on Earth 1? They might just be wrong again. So I don't have issue 1. I believe I've issue 6 and then later on. So I'm trying to get all these. I have a couple of them earlier, so we might do something with that later on in this year, picking up, going to the beginning of this comic. This series would be nice. Uncle Sam, thinks, okay, you may be right. We are the freedom fighters. We are a team. Let's do it. Meanwhile, somewhere else in New York, the Ray listens to the radio, right? And he wants to help. And so this guy says, hey, Happy, wait a minute. I want to help. You? What the devil can you do? Sure, you helped me while my shoulder was healing, but unless you plan on keeping people busy guessing who you are. So, okay, he's revealing himself that he is Rod Riley, and he's came from Earth X. Well, he was called the Firebrand. He was a crime fighter, and then we see his origin, and that he was a bored millionaire or playboy, wealthy, and then he's, because of thrills and, and adventure, he turns himself into, the Firebrand, right? And so he's doing, he was crime fighting, but then the police thought he was a leader of the syndicate, and he was hunted, and then he made some kind of a deal with the Razzies here, and then he double-crossed them, and then as Daryl Riley, he, rounds up these Nazis, occupiers, and then saving the day, right? So it turned out all well, but somehow he turned onto Earth 1 because, I don't know, he wasn't safe anymore, I guess, on this Earth. And so I wonder if, because I'm forgetting, if freedom fighters also came from Earth X, because Ray wanted to know, I know you were who you are, but we thought that you were actually an evildoer, right? Like a traitor. And that's the reason why the Firebrand was laying low and until now, right? And so he says, We came here for some excitement, which we got in spades. It's the kind of excitement that I want to join in on, Happy. I know you want to get Dollman out of the prison, and the Firebrand is going to hell. So he doesn't have powers, but he's more like I don't know, can do fighting, like a crime fighter or martial artist. I don't know. So meanwhile, we have Marfa, and we see this clock running out, and Marfa is, basically his lover, I guess, or maybe someone they're liking each other, I guess. Maybe she's a friend, and she says, "Let's go over that murder one more time." For what? We've been through it 100 times. I was standing in Pearson's office. From behind me, somebody shot in and threw the gun on the floor. A gun I stupidly picked up, and that's when Tulane, the assistant DA, burst in with the cops right behind me. So he says, "Yeah, it's a airtight case." But then Marfa says, "Well, maybe not. I think it's just a sprung a leak." Those words. And she's walking away, and she's I believe it's just like Lois Lane, an investigator or a reporter or something, and she's doing some digging, but it cost her a lot of time. But that she thinks she has an answer, and so she is going back. There's only a half hour left, but then something is jumping at her car, and she is just so surprised that she's accidentally ramming her car into a tree, and she is dead or unconscious. Who knows? I don't know. Meanwhile, time is running out for our Superman lookalike Dollman, and there's a lot of reporters, right? Because they want to know firsthand what's happened, and they are seeing that he's going to be executed, right? And so they walk into the electric chair, and then ads, and then we have more ads, and then this girl here, this TV reporter is reporting news and interviewing this district attorney, Michael Tulane, and he says, "What are you feeling this evening?" "Well, Mary Ellen, I just want to say that I think people of America and the world will be able to see justice in action tonight. This is a man who murdered another man, and after being able to follow the trials in their homes, your viewers can now see the sentence carried out. I understand you will be actually pulling the switch." That's right, but if I have no comment on that, if you excuse me. So, and then also Mary Ellen noticed that the freedom fighters are not there, and because, they are fugitive, right? And that if they are here, the police will immediately arrest them. But then, oh no! Well, that's probably not the right way. I mean, yay! The freedom fighters are here. And he says, "Hang on, Daryl, the cavalry has arrived." "You're too late, Uncle Sam. Dollman is dead. Now!" But then the Ray comes in and he says, "I couldn't drink up that electricity like it was water." And Mr. Baum, would you like to say something to a viewing audience? He says no. He puts the microphone in his reporter's mouth. That's weird humor. But what is weird also is, it's coming back to that. So I wasn't. Where is the human Bob's body? It's just okay. But then also we have the Firebrand comes in, right? And he says, basically he clocks him, but because before that, this guy wants to shoot him. And he says, the only place Dane is going is to hell. And then he just knocks him out. And then, but I thought, oh, wait a minute. So the Ray is here and the Firebrand is here. But where was the part that they are actually coming together? We just skipped that part, right? Because suddenly the Ray knows where the rest of the freedom fighters are. And so they are joining together to save Dollman, which is a little bit too coincidental. So that's a little bit my gripe about the storylines. Because they were separated. How do they know where they were, right? Maybe they have radio communications, I don't know. And anyway, I see that my battery is also dying. Also, the Ray is keeping people in the dark because they are escaping into the van. And then he's giving the electricity back. And then Martha comes in and she thinks that she's too late. and she's sobbing, and then, Ellen, or Mary Ellen, says, well, he's alive, and the freedom fighters rescued your boyfriend. Oh, thank God. I know I can prove Daryl was innocent. So she has an interview with this, with Mary Ellen, what's her name is. And so she says, the reporter has learned that one of member of the late David Person's staff has previously been employed by a name Raphael Van Zandt. Raphael Van Zandt arranged to have his protege appointed to the DA's staff so that he could gain some influence in that office. A little bit of a politics here. Because Raphael Van Zandt is also known as the Silver Ghost that we have seen in this comic before, right? And so he's a madman, and he's, froze over Manhattan and also put them in the blacking out permanently, right? So yeah, he's a supervillain. But that Van Zandt had pulled off a deal which he would have regained legal rights to Manhattan Island, and investigating into that deal was whitewashed by the district attorney's office, by the man Van Zandt is planning in that office. So, and who was it? It's none other than, well, you can see it here, Mr. Tulane. And he says, yes, I did it, but he had no choice. I had to. He was going to bring me up on charges, ruin my career. I had to stop it. It was Pearson or me. You understand, do you? Or don't you? So yeah, and then the radio here, and then the freedom fighters here, that Dollman was innocent, and then, the case is cleared, but there are still fugitives. And then Martha says to Dollman, oh, Daryl, I'm so sorry. I went so far. I had all the evidence and time to spare, but my car... Wait a minute. Oh, no. Wait. We need to go there. But my car ran off the road, and then I saw... You saw what, honey? That. Tarnation. It's the Black Condor. And that leads us to this issue, which looks cool. But wait a minute. Martha was having... An interview, right? Here. But the freedom fighters was already escaping. So how did she get into this van with the others? How did that happen? Did they wait on the side so that Dollman could walk out of prison, and then they are jumping into this van? There's a lot of things that doesn't add up. But overall, I think this is fun. This is exciting. Every cliffhanger raises some questions, and then we see this cover that raises even more questions. I mean, there are monsters or zombies. I mean, we gotta do a review, right? So guys, let me know what you think about this comic. See you on the next one. Bye-bye.